Rome, a city with over 2,000 years of history, and we have just a few hours to see it. I've landed at 8:30 at night and leave tomorrow around midday, a whirlwind stopover in one of the world's most incredible cities. The plan? Explore some sights tonight and catch what we can in the morning. And I've got to get some sleep. 22 hours in the air takes it out of you. But first, we have a small problem. An issue with the hotel booking. Not exactly ideal at this hour. So before we can chase history, we need to find somewhere to sleep. Welcome to Rome. This should be interesting. So what can I say? Not a great start. I went to check into the hotel. The reception was unmanned. I buzzed several times and couldn't get in. I waited for about half an hour. Still no one turned up. Couldn't call. So I ended up having to come next door and book a different room in a different hotel. So I've paid twice. But anyway, doesn't matter. Let's not dampen our spirits. Now that I've had a shower and freshened up a little bit, let's hit the streets running. We've got a lot to get through tonight, so we can see even more tomorrow. Rome by night is something else. The crowds are thin and the city glows under the street lights. And at the centre of it all, one of the most recognisable structures on earth, the Colosseum. Built nearly 2,000 years ago, this was the ultimate entertainment venue. The Super Bowl of ancient Rome, if you like. Commissioned by Emperor Vespasian in 70 AD, it took just 10 years to build. A miracle of engineering, considering how long modern construction takes. They even invented concrete to do it. At its peak, the Colosseum could hold up to 50,000 spectators, all packed in by social rank. Elite at the front, commoners up top. And the Emperor, of course, had the best seat. Gladiator fights, wild animal hunts, and on occasion, mock naval battles. Yes, they flooded the arena. It survived earthquakes, fires, looting, and time itself. Today, it stands as a symbol of Rome's endurance. An empire may fall, but a good amphitheatre? Well, that stays. By day, it's a sea of tourists, but at night, it's different, quieter. The arches glow, the stones whisper stories, and for just a moment, you can almost hear the roar of the crowd. Standing right next to the Colosseum is the Arch of Constantine. It was commissioned by Emperor Constantine the Great in 315 AD, after he won the Battle of the Milvian Bridge. The arch itself, it's a mashup of different eras. Constantine didn't have time to commission all new sculptures, so he borrowed reliefs from older monuments. Ancient Rome's version of recycling, I guess. Next up, another arch, the Arch of Titus. Built in 81 AD to celebrate Emperor Titus's victory in Jerusalem. It is one of the first triumphal arches ever built, and it inspired every victory arch that came after. The Roman Forum, once the heart of an empire. By day, a political and commercial hub. By night, a silent city of ruins, whispering stories of power, ambition, and betrayal. Julius Caesar walked these streets. Senators debated in these halls. Triumphs were celebrated and empires were shaped. Now, only columns and shadows remain, a reminder that even the greatest civilizations fade. But for a moment, standing here, you can still feel its presence. Trajan's Forum, the largest and most extravagant of Rome's imperial forums. At its centre, Trajan's Column, a towering storybook of battle scenes spiralling up 30 metres. A reminder that Rome didn't just conquer, it commemorated. Next, we stumble across Trevi Fountain, Rome's most famous wishing well. Built in 1762, it's a masterpiece of Baroque drama, an explosion of water, marble and mythology. The tradition? Toss a coin over your right shoulder. 1 for a return to Rome, 2 for love, or 3 for marriage. Millions do it every year. I did none of these, so your guess is as good as mine. What's going to happen? So after just a few hours on the ground in Rome, I have to say, I'm impressed and I'm surprised. I had no idea what this city had to offer, and it's becoming very obvious to me that I'm not going to have anywhere near enough time to see what I want to see. But I need to sleep, so I'm back to the hotel and about to get some shut-eye. Good morning guys, we're straight into it this morning, but unfortunately the weather is shit. But it's not going to get us down. We're going to keep exploring. I've decided that a hop-on, hop-off bus is probably the best way for me to see the city this morning in such a short amount of time. So we're just going to wander to where I meet to pick that up now, and then we'll get on our way. And here we are at our first site of the day, the Papal Basilica of St. Mary Major, Rome's oldest church dedicated to the Virgin Mary, standing here for nearly 1600 years. And finally, we're on the bus. It took me a good half an hour to find where to catch it from. And the first sight we see? The Colosseum. Been there, done that. No, I'm just joking. It's just as amazing in the daylight as what it is at night. And the cold and wet weather isn't enough to keep these enthusiastic tourists away, including myself. And now we approach the remains of the Septiciodium. It wasn't a palace, it wasn't a temple, it was pure spectacle, a grand facade designed to impress visitors entering Rome from Africa. And as we cruise past the Circus Maximus, it's easy to imagine the most dangerous sport, chariot racing, being carried out right here 2,500 years ago. It could hold over 250,000 spectators, and that's nearly 3 times the size of the Colosseum. And before the Colosseum, there was this, the Theatre of Marcellus. Built in 13 BC, it was Rome's largest theatre, seating over 15,000 people. It's been called the wedding cake, the typewriter, and Rome's most controversial monument. But officially, this is the monument to Victor Emmanuel II. Built in 1911 to honour Italy's first king, it's a celebration of unification, patriotism, and marble on an absurd scale. And as the ride continues, I become aware that I'm running out of time. So just a few more things to look at and we'll be on our way. If we only had time, we'd be crossing this bridge here in the Tiber River and heading to the Vatican City. But I guess that'll have to be next time. Now we cruise past Castle Sant'Angelo, part Roman tomb, part medieval fortress. Built in 135 AD as Emperor Hadrian's mausoleum, it has since been a castle, a prison, and even a safe house for popes. And that brings to an end our whirlwind tour of Rome in about 4 hours. One thing for sure, I definitely want to come back. There's so much to explore, if only I'd known beforehand. But right now, I'm boarding a train and I'm off to my next destination. If you enjoyed the video, then please like and subscribe and join me on my next adventure. Until then, keep adventuring and keep exploring.